Hello YouTube, this is Hoofed Assassin, and I'm pretty new to YouTube, but I figured I'd start putting up some game footage for you guys. Now, because I'm pretty new, I'm going to go ahead and start with a pretty new uh, base, and so I figured I'd start with some indie games. So today we're going to go ahead and try to play Towns. Now, Towns is kind of like a top-down, if it's a build your own little uh, environment and village kind of simulator anyway. And if you've ever played Kingdom for Keflings, it's kind of like that. Uh, I'll go ahead and stop talking and get right into it now. Towns is, I'm going to start a new game because I've already been messing with it a little bit just to try to get the hang of it. Towns is currently in alpha, and it's you can go right to their site and get it, and I will put the link to the site in the description. But you can also get it off of Desera if you've got Desera, and it's $9.99 on Desera, I believe. But let's go ahead and start here now. As you can see, I've got a really bad spawn, but as you can see, I started, and you start out with 11 citizens, and at the very beginning, you'll have either 10 or 11. Kind of depends on what you do, where you are. I spawned next to a bunch of frogs, so I went ahead and hit spacebar to pause the game until I can kind of figure stuff out a little bit here. But those frogs will kill you really fast, so we want to try to move those people away from the frogs. Now, if we go over here, usually a corner of the map is a decent place to try to start. Over here we've got some stone and some trees, and a decent amount of trees actually. A nice little plot of land right here to start with, and so we're probably gonna have, see, already my combat indicates that some people are fighting with the frogs. So we're gonna have to move them as fast as possible when the game gets unpaused. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the HUD while I'm in pause here, though. The announcements indicate a bunch of different stuff, mostly auto-saves, because you can choose to auto-save it at different times, and it's anywhere from a day, 2 days, 3 days. It automatically saves your files so that you don't have to worry about coming in and out and not having your progress. Combat messages, you can go in here and just look at everything. If someone dies, you can click on this, and not only will it show you where that person is when it's happening, but if someone dies, you can go in here and you can click on their name, and it'll bring you to that person and show you where they died. That way you know, hey, this enemy is over here, kind of thing. Here you've got hero messages. I haven't really played it enough to understand what that is yet, but I'm sure we'll get into that. And right here you've got the system messages. Right now it says this is the update 0.60a, which is alpha. And a lot of the videos are doing it from, I think the closest one I found was 0.4. And so I'm working with a system that they don't really have yet. It'll also tell you if you come over here, you can lower or increase speed, which is also just next to the spacebar thing to pause and resume. That is for specifically speeding up how fast the game itself progresses. Like if you tell them to do something, how fast they'll do it. It's hard to keep track of sometimes if you put it on 3. The highest I would really want to go is 2, unless you really know what you're doing. And then we've got here the ground level, which can go, right now it can go up to 12, because that's our tallest mountain is 12. and it's only at 0 because we haven't dug any holes or anything yet, but we can eventually dig down and find a dungeon and kill some stuff down there, and we'll work into that later. You can turn the grid on and off, which I'll just keep it off because it doesn't bother me. This is to flatten blocks. All that does is literally, if, like how you've got some holes here, it'll disappear those holes unless you're actually on that level, or if you run next to a tree, it'll flatten the tree so that you can click specifically on that, or if you wanted to see this person right here, it could be hard to see exactly where they are. So if you flatten the trees, you can see where they are. And then of course, your basic click around where are you map. On the sides here we've got, I won't even bother explaining this stuff quite yet, because I'll work into it as we go. I think 6 minutes in, I'm probably just going to go ahead and start it up and show you kind of what it's like. So let's get started. Now before I unpause it, I'm going to go ahead and come down here, and I'll click this green button so that it doesn't, like how these, they're grayed out so they'll go back. I'm going to click this green so it doesn't disappear, because I like this always being up. It's personal preference. And then I'm going to click on mine. Now if you hold shift, it will let you not only select an area, but it'll let you repeat whatever action you just did. So I'm going to shift click this stone, and then I'm going to unpause it, and that'll get all of my people over here. Hopefully. Hopefully she's not stuff. She's stuff like this thing. And as you can hear, because we're on level 1, you can hear them mining over there. And you'll hear that anytime they're on the same level. Luckily, she beat him. But if we pause it, we go over to her, and we see that she's wounded. So we're going to try not to have her go over there anymore, if we can help it. It is definitely a lot easier to manage when you are, when you have the game paused, but they obviously aren't going to do anything when the game's paused. So I'm just going to clear some of this random stuff out. Now the first thing we want to do is try to get a decent food source, but there's a couple things we're going to have to do that. First of all, we need to till some land. Now you can see that we've got a little bit of hay around here, but because we don't want to wander too far over here, it's going to be kind of difficult to really make hay a big priority, so we're just going to start out small right now. We're going to do, let's do an 8x8 little square. Well, actually, it's 4x4. I don't know. I'm bad at math. Don't mind me. You can obviously see it's just not a very big area. And then we're going to have a couple of people come over here, and we'll harvest a little piece here and there. Again, trying not to get too close to the frogs, otherwise they're going to fight, and I'm going to lose people. So we've got a couple of people going over there. Now we're going to use this. And I'm not going to keep this click because this just gets in the way for me. But if you go to planting and plant wheat, they will take the harvested wheat that they've gotten and... Oh, that's it. Oh, the frogs killed a, some bird thing. I don't know what it is, honestly. All sorts of stuff's dying. Now, people will make their own little sounds, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Alright, now we've got some wheat growing. We're going to want to set up a carpentry zone so that they can start building some stuff. And we'll get a carpentry zone. We'll go out and we will put a carpentry bench down, which they're going to need wood for. And because I haven't told them to build any, or cut any wood, they're not going to have a clue what I mean by that. But As soon as I cut some wood, it will be boosted up in the queue, and they'll do it. Now, we don't want to cut too much at a time, because then it's just going to be laying all over the place. But we'll cut a little bit of wood. And then, while we're doing that, we'll come down here and we'll raw materials. And just because it makes it a little bit closer, we'll build a small little raw material thing right here. And automatically I've got it to disable all, so no one carries anything over here. But if you go to materials and you click, like, for instance, wood, any wood that's over there that they're not using for anything at the moment, they will take automatically and bring it over here, so just so that it's a little bit closer, because it makes it more convenient. Why not? And then, so that's obviously not full yet by any means. The stone, it's fine right there. We don't need a stockpile for that right now, because it's all stone right there, and why not? Now, we've got, go ahead and pause it here so I don't lose anyone in my train of thought. We've got a decent food started anyway. I really don't want to get that. Now, as you can see, we've got some fruit over here that we could probably go get. That's not too terribly close. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll have someone harvest this. We'll gather a couple of these trees. And just to get food started, because if people run out of food, they'll be unmotivated to do pretty much anything. Just like if you play Minecraft, you get unmotivated to do anything and you die. And we will take and we'll do a prepared food storage. Now, because they don't have much, we won't do a very big area. But we'll come over here and we'll say keep apples and pear over here. Excuse me. And they're not going to eat it right now because they're not hungry, but that'll go grab that. And then they will put it over there so that it's there when they do get hungry. Because I don't want them wandering off if they don't need to. It's a good way to get people lost and then they die. So we've got them coming over here with some food. And if it's full and there are pieces over there like that, which, yeah, there's two over here that frankly just aren't going to be used. I don't know, yeah, you can't expand it, but we will go ahead and make another one, another small one, for apples and bread, just because I know that we're going to need it. We will go ahead and, let's see, we've got wood. We've probably cut some more wood just to have some of it. Get some wood. We need a baker's area so that we can kick out some bread. I mean, you need a baker's area to actually make the bread. And that's our big source of food, because these trees will take a while to grow back fruit again. So we're going to go ahead and set up a baker area, but you notice that when you go in to set up a baker's table, you need a carpenter's bench. Well, we have one of those, okay. So we'll go ahead and put one of those down. But you also need an oven to bake the bread in. For that, we need a mason's bench. Well, the mason's bench is over here, and for that we need a wood detailer, which is up here. And so you start getting into this complicated thing where you've got all these little zones, and for a mason, we'll need a masonry area. And we don't want to put that there. We want to put that a little bit farther away than that. Well, no, I guess not. Whatever. We'll just put it right there for now. It doesn't really matter at the beginning of the game because you're just trying to get it started really as fast as you can. I'll have them cut a couple of these trees down. Whoops, I'm okay. And so we will go ahead and put a wood detailer. Oh wait, we already have a wood detailer. Okay. Mason bench in the masonry. Now, the more of these you have, the more people can do something at a time. For instance, how he's taking this stone and he's putting it over here. He's the only one who can use that bench right now. So he's the only one who can make a masonry bench. Now, if you start getting really big populations, you will want to have more than 1 or 2 of these things, because it lets people kick out these products fast. Now, you can see that we've got wheat here, but honestly, I think I'm going to end the episode because this has been a decent episode, and so I will go ahead and pause it, and we will come back, and we got a decent start. We got some food, we got some wood, we got a wheat farm going, and we got some decent tools started. We're in a decent area, so I think we got a good start. 15 minutes, I explained some stuff to you guys. Next time, I won't need to do so much. We can come back and just get started and hit it off right. That's been my first episode of Towns. Feel free to pop in and watch the rest. And thanks for watching. Bye.